welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show, baby. Boy, today has been a mission. It has been a freaking mission to get y'all on here. I want to welcome y'all to another edition of yours truly, Uncle Luke. We are on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We're on my YouTube page. But man, we're going to have us a great show today. We are going to have us a great show today. Listen. It has been a mission. We've had so many technical difficulties and all that to get us on at 5 p.m. And we tried to be prompt. But unfortunately, we run into these technical difficulties because the show done got so big. You know, when the show get big so fast, a lot of things that go to happening. And so we have to add some more people onto the show. You know what I mean? Because this shit is so fucking hot right now. It is so hot right now. Y'all go in right now, like, share, subscribe on my YouTube page. Tell people Uncle Luke is on here. Y'all normally see the big girl intro and all that, and the outro and all that, man. All that shit wasn't working. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm just saying, we're going to get this motherfucker done by all means necessary. It is going to get done. The show is going to be happening, and they can't stop a good thing. I'm going to tell you right now, they cannot stop a fucking good thing because this shit is on fire, and you got to fucking love it because it is the fucking Luke Show. You got to love it, people. Earlier today, we were taping another show. Shit started going bad, even with that. And it became like, oh, God, are we going to be able to get the show on today? We got University of Miami getting ready to play tomorrow. And we are experiencing all these technical difficulties, shit getting blurry, shit getting all over the place. And I'm like, whoa. You know, we were trying to do this. You know, we like to change locations around here. We don't like to give you the same backdrop. You know, I know you like to see the awards and things like that. And mind you, that's only a couple because the frame is not big enough to show you, oh, over here. I'm just saying. Luke Records. I mean, they don't put us on verses for no reason because they don't want that fucking smoke. They do not want that smoke. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a big show today. Let me get right into it because them people on Instagram, they only give me like 45 minutes to get it in, get it over with. So they get missing with a lot of shit. So today we're going to be talking about Donald Trump, as usual, Venezuela, and all that shit that they got going on over there. We had some clips, but for some reason in the world, the clips will not pull up. But that's on them. We'll get into it. That's more merry for me to be talking. More shit for me to be talking. We are live. We are definitely live because normally I am not live. Hey, what's up, Vaughn? What's up, Vaughn? There go Vaughn over there. I see you, Vaughn. Hey, what's up? What's up, Zoe? I see you over there. Hey, where y'all from? I want to know where y'all from. Look at that, Alabama. What's that, Atlanta in the house? Where the fuck is my glasses? We got people all over the country. Just tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're from. Look at this. Look at it. DC in the building. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into Fletcher. We're definitely going to do that. Hey, man, I just like to thank you. You know, this is an international show, people. I'm sorry. It's a worldwide show. People from DC, people from the Carolinas, people from Georgia, people from Alabama, people from California, people from all over the country tuned in to this show. And by the way, people from Carol City, because that's what the fuck I call it. I do not call it Miami Gardens. I refuse to do that. You know, when you get a certain type of age, you don't call it Miami Gardens. Hey, we got Miami up here. Let's go, William. Let's fucking go. Let's go. We in there. We this close. Williams, we are fucking this close. Look at this shit. We got somebody from Lake Placid. Oh, look at this here, Durrell, Florida. We're going to be talking about y'all too a little bit right here. Look at Georgia. Look at Detroit. Detroit basketball. Y'all better get back to doing basketball, Detroit. Oh, Los Angeles, California. City of Angels. City of Angels. That's where all the fucking money at. I'll be in LA real soon. Hey, look at that. Fort Valley, Georgia. We got people from San Francisco up in here. This shit is big today, people. I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't understand how big this show has gotten. You don't understand how big this show has gotten, and thanks to y'all. We give the content that most people don't give. I mean, they be talking that shit on TV about some of the stuff that's going on. We talk about some of the same exact things, but I give you a different perspective. I don't give you the same thing. This show is brought to you by Loop Records Gear, and that's it. So I can say what the fuck I want to say. Nobody over here sitting there trying to fucking cool me out. Look, you can only say this. Can you be politically correct? Can you stop using so many F-bombs? Can you please stop? Oh, Luther, we were going to lose some sponsors. Fucking sponsors. I'm giving it to you, Blood Raw. We had no sponsors. I'm sorry. No sponsors. Do we have people who want to be sponsors? Yes, we do. But unfortunately, what's up, Arizona? Make sure you take care of my Canes out there. Let me tell you. Let me just leave that alone. So let me just get on to the show because we got a lot of stuff to cover. We got Donald Trump to cover. We got Michael B. Jordan getting stuffed already to cover. We got the University of Miami to cover. Shouts out to my girl Glow on here. We got NIL and Congress to cover. So we got a lot of shit to cover. So let's get right into it. Are y'all ready? Are you ready? You ready? You're ready. You're really, really ready. So with that said, I want to give all of you guys, and please, again, like, share, and subscribe. If you're on Twitter, retweet this motherfucker. Let the people know we on here. Please I'm gonna be kind to y'all because I want y'all to talk in the chat because I'm gonna really focus on the questions that y'all have in the chat. So feel free, if I'm talking about a subject, if you have to chime in on something, please do that. Please do that because that helps motivate the show and that helps carry the show to where we need to carry the show at. But you are now tuned into the Luke Show, baby, on your video. It's the Luke Show, It's the Luke Show, baby, on your video. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey. So here's the deal. Let's get right into it. Michael B. Jordan got screwed over big time already. See, this time of year in the movie industry, it's like the playoffs. It's a series of award shows, SAG Award. Last night, you had Critics Award to get up to the Oscars. They're trying to get to the Oscars. Once you get to the Oscar, once you win all these other playoffs, these other award shows, then it kind of tells you who's going to win the Oscar. And so last night was the beginning of the bullshit. And even the guy who won, and I'm not even going to get into his name because I don't want people to be like hating on him because it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault that he won. But you can see on his face, like, what the fuck just happened? Michael B. Jordan just fucking played two people. He played two whole people. And not only did he just play two whole people, he killed it. He fucking killed it. I mean, he played his own twin in a movie. Let me tell you this. Movies are so difficult to do, to go into character for one person, let alone as two whole fucking people and kill it and do an Oscar-winning performance on both characters. The man played the role and it's crazy. So the young fellow who won, the first award show, he won it, but he wasn't really happy about the win. It's somewhat similar to Adele. When Adele knew she shouldn't have won when Beyonce had that Lemonade album out. Remember that Lemonade album out Beyonce had, and Adele won, and Adele was like, yo, fuck this. That Lemonade album was the shit. Look, I'm okay, but nah, hell no, this shit go to Beyonce. That was a similar moment last night, but the ratchet shit, the bullshit that the producers tried to do, and they knew what the answer was. When you know what the answer is, and you could tell, because when they announced the guy, he won, boom, he's like in shock, he goes up, they cut to Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan, did his Shador Sanders. They try to get that. They try to get the angry black man. They try to get the angry black man out of us. Michael B. Jordan did this. They cut to him. They knew he knew they was going to cut to him. He knew they wanted a fucked up expression. He knew they wanted the angry black man expression to come out of him, but he did not give it to him. He did just like Shador does in his press conferences when Mary Kay and all of them be pushing them buttons, trying to get that angry black man out to say, oh, we told you, he's an angry black man. He don't like white people. He's a nigger. He's a nigger. He's a black nigger. He's a nigger. But Michael B. Jordan did this. Then the guy started talking. And hearing more bullshit. They cut to Michael B. Jordan again. Boom, Michael B. Jordan. Sitting there like this. Knowing that camera is on my ass and they go cut to me. They ain't had shit to say. Because Michael B. Jordan knows this is a series of awards. And if he give them what they want, which is the angry black man, then what ends up happening is he gets snubbed, rightfully so, along the way. It's like, yo, they give him the award because he's the angry black man. All these award shows already predetermined, people. The fucking votes are already in. Don't let them bullshit you. So Michael B. Jordan sit up here like this here, and the young fella up there who won the award, he looking down at Michael B. Jordan like this here, trying to see if he could get the angry black man so he could justify him being able to win the award, and all the other people who voted for this bullshit. Brother sitting up there like this here. That's the new brothers. That is the new brothers. That is the new brothers. We are not going to give you the angry black man under no circumstances. And this is a message to all you young people out here. Do not give the motherfuckers the angry black man because they want to give you the angry black man to typecast you to saying that you are a nigga, that you racist, that you don't like them and all that. But here's the wild part about it. If you go to any social media outlet, TikTok or anywhere, it's the white people that's outraged. It's the white people. The white people. I had some clips and shit won't even let me load it up. The white people are out fucking rage. The white people are like, yo, fuck this shit. This man shit. They're supposed to get this shit to Michael B. So shot that movie? What? One little white girl say, oh my God, shit. I had to go Google to see whether Michael B. Jordan had a goddamn a twin. That's the shit that be going on. So what makes me happy is the fact that I've always said when this country starts to really come together, and I credit it to Donald Trump, I credit the MAGA, when this country finally starts coming together will be when travesty hit black people, that white people stand tall for black people before black people have say something. That's when I say we have came a long way. So out of this bad thing, and Michael B. Jordan, if you're listening to this, if you're looking at this, you should be proud of yourself right now because you've exposed something in American culture and the American people that has not been exposed, and we didn't know it exists until now. We know it was here because shit is so happening so bad that black people, whether it's DEI or whether taking away affirmative action or whether they're MAGA and all of them attacking Martin Luther King, people who we all have been grown up to uneducated enough, educated up to know that these are really good people. The white people jumped out there. This is a fucking travesty. So that's a great thing, Michael B. Jordan. And I've always said this in this country, until white people are appalled at the things that other white people do, that's when we have really truly got there. And I love what the fuck is happening right now in this country, where white people can be upset about the things that white people are doing to black people. We looking good right now. We looking good. God bless America. Home. We still got a long way to go. I ain't gonna sing the rest of the song. Probably don't know the whole fucking lyrics anyway. But we are looking good right now, people. And it's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. So, message to young people, don't give them angry black man, because that's what they want. Hey, so moving right along, speaking of angry black man, listen, man. This whole Venezuela thing, it's all over the place. Before I even get to the University of Miami and some of the other things I want to talk about, this Venezuela thing is all over the place. Now, let me recap, because I've been talking about this for a minute now. I've been talking about this for a second. So, when the boats went out there in the water, and I think everybody kind of picked up on me talking about this gangster shit when it comes to Donald Trump. It is some gangster shit. It is some gangster shit. That's why I'm looking at all the memes and all the little videos, the AI videos of Donald Trump out there with his gangster shit on, going to grab a motherfucker. Hey, I said this a long time ago. When I saw the boats roll up out there in the ocean and he parked this shit out there, I already know what the backdoor conversations was. Hey, man, look, man. Bro, I want that fucking all. What? We ain't getting none of my motherfucking all. I want your all. Okay, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Send some of the motherfucking boats over there. Send some submarines, send some aircraft carriers. We sent all that shit. I told y'all this. I gave you the plane. If you look at Uncle Luke's show podcast, if you go back, I've been saying the same thing from the beginning before they went and got this man. So I gave you the shit because Ray Charles could see what the fuck was getting ready to happen. They were already talking to him before they parked them boats outside his house. And so when they parked the boats outside, it's over right now because you done made them park the motherfucking boats out there. Something bad finna happen. So, give me the fucking all. No, I don't want to get the all. So, twofold thing. You know, in Miami, we got a large section called Doral here. The people of Doral felt like Donald Trump and the Republican Party, all this Carlos Menes and all of them ran up in there saying, vote for Trump. And they turned Miami-Dade County red for the first time in a very long time. But those people along the way started getting deported. Venezuelans started getting sent to concentration camps. They was like, yo, what the fuck? We did not vote for this shit. We did not vote. Get the fuck out of here, Carlos Menes and all the rest of you fuckers. Y'all lied to us. We're going Republican. Knowing that they were getting ready to lose Miami-Dade County. So what happened? Fast forward. The last mayor election. City of Miami mayor, for the first time ever, a white woman won because the Hispanics, the Cubans, the Venezuelans in Miami, and the Nicaraguans all say, fuck this shit. We ain't voting for no goddamn Republican. And they didn't vote for the Republican. The Republican here in Miami was co-sponsored and endorsed by Donald Trump and everybody else. So they saw all that shit. So they said, hold on, we losing Miami. We're losing the Hispanic vote. So we got to throw them a bone, but not really throw them a bone because we already got their people locked up. So Venezuela, Doral, Florida, big Venezuela area here in South Florida. Shouts out to my Venezuelans in Doral because I love you guys. What did they say? They went ape shit because they were the main ones on there. I will vote Donald Trump. You see that video? Those are the Venezuelans. And then they fucked them. So they saying, okay, we got to get the Venezuelans back because we need to control the red part of Miami to keep it and keep it Miami. So we're going to go get this fucking dictator that they have over there, throw him a bone, because most of the time, let me tell you how this works. Let me tell you, let me break this shit down. People who come from another country and come to the United States who fled because of oppression, because of dictators and things like that, they hate those fucking people. They're not the people over there, but they hate the dictators so passionately, and they send letters after letters and they vote to try and get those dictators out. So they got the dictator out, but they hate them. But then not necessarily the same thing for the people who live in these countries. A large part of the people who live in these countries, they like their dictator. They like their way of life. They like to be up under a communist regime because everybody ain't hopping on a fucking boat trying to get to Miami. Everybody ain't hopping on a plane trying to get to Miami. Everybody's not trying to get out. And they like their way of life. So they have a tendency of looking at the people here and saying, you motherfuckers tried to do X, Y, Z. So you have a lot of Cuban people here and a lot of Black Cubans in Cuba, and most of the Cubans here are white Cubans. And if you look and read, you'll see that Cuba is a communist country, and these folks want to go back and take over. But these folks who are living there, they're okay with where they're living at. But those really are the melanated skinned people over there. So it's no different than an American who say, fuck this shit. I'm tired of the government. I'm tired of Nancy Pelosi. I'm tired of Donald Trump. I'm going to fucking move to fucking Africa. I'm going back to Africa. And they'd be sitting over in Africa. Man, I ain't going back until the dictator called Donald Trump leave. So then when the dictator called Donald Trump, in their opinion, leaves, then I'm coming back. And it's no different. It's the same thing. Now, this guy is fucked up. Who they captured. He is definitely fucked up. There's no question about it. When you got that, when your country is that oil rich, when your country is that rich with oil, people shouldn't be fucking living in poverty like that. People shouldn't be living in these little huts. It shouldn't be oppressed like that. It should be like Dubai. That's why when you look at Dubai, Dubai is rich. These Arab companies, they're rich with oil. They're selling billions and billions of dollars and trillions of dollars worth of oil, and they're taking all the fucking money. So that's when I determined, yeah, you fucked up. You're a fucked up dictator. But then now, mind you, going back to the original part of this, it's not about drugs. It's about the oil. It's about using the people and them being upset to get to what you really want is the money. You always got to follow the money. So following the money is, and meanwhile, getting everybody ratcheted up, because if you got rid of, let's play chess. Let me wind it back. If you really look at the Venezuelan situation, and if you really wanted to have a regime change, if you really wanted to change in Venezuela, you want to take the oil, give the money back to the people, which I'm for. If that's what you want to do, that's great. But if you're playing chess and you look at a chess table, you got the pawns, the rooks, you have the knights, the king, and the queen. How the fuck in a chess, how do you do checkmate when you start the game off by going to get the king and the queen? That don't happen. So in this case, they went and got the king and the queen of Venezuela, locked them up on some trumped up charges about drugs, where you blew up all the boats. So you don't have any evidence. You blew up all the fucking evidence and the people. And when one dude was floating around, you could have grabbed him and say, yeah, you was drug dealer. You blew his ass up. So you got no fucking evidence. But more importantly, you left everybody else in place. You left the king. You left the knights. You left the rooks. You left the pawns over there. You left the same people in place. So what fucking regime changed when you just only took the king and the queen? Hello? But we already know. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Because Exxon and Citgo are in a major lawsuit. There's some suing going on. Who are the people who put most of the money in Donald Trump's campaign? the very people who are a party to the lawsuit. So when I put a lot of money in, when you put a lot of money in Luther's campaign, Luther owes you a favor. You get on the phone and call Luther up. Hey, Luther, this fucking dude over here fucking with me. Hey, Luther, Puff Daddy is suing me for racial discrimination. Hey, Luther, Maduro ain't paying me my money and got me in a big old lawsuit. Citco and Exxon and all this here, and they holding the motherfucking shit up. When you call somebody in the government that has spent big money into your campaign, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of Puff Daddy. You don't do what? You want to do what to the liquor company? Oh, that's why all those people end up in the same place, locked up in the same place in New York. You follow the money, but you don't fuck with political donors. Don't fuck with political donors because there's repercussions behind it. There's repercussions behind it. You will get seriously fucked up because it's just like the jailhouse. If a dude give you some snacks, he wants something in return. Just like the streets. Hey, look, I give you something, the bank loan you money, the bank expect you to return their money. I'm giving it a buck with y'all. See, a lot of people don't understand playing the political game is very, very deep. So speaking of the political game, here's the political game that y'all didn't even know about. That was happening right before your fucking eyes. Like I said, I give you good shit over here. Before I get to the University of Miami, and I got some exclusive interviews, I give you the good shit over here. Political game. Everybody talking about NIL. You talking about NIL. And we need to regulate NIL. All the coaches, Sarkeesian, we need to regulate this shit. Kirby Smart, we need to regulate this shit. This NIL shit is out of control. Fuck that. We need to regulate this shit. Nick Saban on TV. We need to get this NIL shit. It's bad for business. All the college basketball coaches, it's bad for business. Mind you, they've been paying people off all their lives. We need to get the NIL straightened out. Fuck this. We're going to go talk to Ted Cruz, the senator of Texas. Hey, Ted Cruz, we need to come up there. Nick, come to Washington and talk to me about NIL. Then we're going to have Congress. Congress needs to do something about this. Congress needs to get involved with this NIL shit. It's bad for business. I'm telling you, it's fucked up. And so Congress needs to come to a law. Why does Congress need to come? Why does Congress need to make a law on how to deal with NIL? Because the college institutions, the coaches, the NCAA can't do it. They just got fired. They just got sued. They just got fucking sued. They cannot do nothing because they will get sued. So they need Congress to make a fucking law governing and regulating NIL to fall up under. So mind you, listen, Uncle Luke finna give you some good shit. I'm gonna give you some good shit right here. Y'all ain't ready for this. You will not find this on ESPN. You will not find this on Fox. This is way above the head of all these other dudes who do these goddamn podcasts, which I love them, and I like you to subscribe to. Now I'm gonna take y'all way over the top. Let me put something on your mind. So, who's been going to Washington talking about NIL? Nick Saban. The conference chairs of each one of the conferences, SEC, ACC, Conference USA, all these people, they've been going up there lobbying on regulation for NIL. The NCAA, the head of the NCAA, they brought coaches up there from Nick Saban to Kirby Smart to all these different coaches up to Washington to talk about regulations that need to be put in place of NIL. But here's the question that I give you all the people. Don't take my word, look it up. Here's the interesting take on all that. Who has been going to Washington to talk to politicians on behalf of the players. Let me have a cocktail on it. Who has been going to Washington? Who has your congressmen and women and your senators asked to come to Washington to talk to them on behalf of the players? Mind you, the coaches don't like paying the players. That's why Nick Saban got out of the game. So they're asking him, oh, what type of regulation that we need to make? They don't like it. That's why half of them got out of the game. The presidents of the conferences don't like it. You think they want to pay them, get their money to them little black boys when they had the opportunity of using them as slave labor and running them up and down the field and not giving them a damn dime until some brothers went out there and sued them for name, image, and likeness? That's how we got here. Don't get it twisted. Ain't no goddamn school presidents decided that they wanted to pay these little black boys on the football and the basketball court. They ain't want to do that now. They ain't how the fuck we got here. We got here because they got sued. So now they want Congress and they want senators, the Senate, to come up with a bill in which they construct without input from the players, because the average politician that is in Washington has no idea about NIL, nor do they have any idea about sports. So who's leading the charge? One side. It's a one-sided deal. It's a fucking one-sided deal with no representation of who? Who's the majority of people on this side? Black boys and black girls in basketball. Who makes the most money? Basketball and football and NIL. Who's the most people? Black boys and black girls. Black boys and black girls. So they're tired of paying them. So that's where you're at. That is where you're at. No representation. So more reasons. And I think, listen, man, I've been going crazy. I just, man, people keep, and Luke, you're going to run for Congress. Luke, you're going to run for Congress. And it's just been, I got so much to do. I got movies, I got TV shows, I got all this shit to do. I don't want to run for Congress. That's going to take up a lot of my time. But I like coaching. I'm all over the place. I'm torn. I got my son. He's 11th grade. Baseball year. You know, he's doing good in baseball. You know, he's going to do 11th grade, 12th grade. And now he's got to see him off the college. Got to focus on him a lot. To go to Congress is going to take away. So I'm going to have to realign myself. Say, Luke, you need to go to Congress. So when I start thinking about this, it more and more tells me, Luke, you may need to run for Congress, because if you don't run, you can go up there and be a voice, but they're going to dismiss the voice. You need to be in the room, on the committee. You need to have a vote for these players, the black boys, black girls, and the white kids, because they will not have a voice. They will get screwed royally, because big bank takes little bank. Now, I'm saying this right now, and I guarantee you, if I decide to run, the conglomerates will be putting more money into my opponent's pocket to stop a person like me from becoming a congressman, because they know I'm going to go in there with the knowledge of how NIL really works and the knowledge of a player, whether it's in CD20 where a lot of players are located at, so that they can be protected around the country for NIL purposes. That's how this shit worked. That's how we got here. That's how Puff Daddy's in jail. That's how narco terrorist is in jail. It's all politics. And if I sit this out, which I hate to put myself in the predicament of being I could try. People may decide not to vote for me. I may not win, but I know I win everything I do. I win. You win. I win. You win. Because if Nick Saban and the rest of those guys push those congressmen and women and senators to vote for a bill, that bill will not be on behalf of the players. Therefore, what they call is the people, because the billionaires will continuously get rich. Those school presidents are making millions of dollars as school presidents. Those conference presidents are making millions of dollars as conference presidents. Those head coaches are making millions and millions of dollars of being head coaches. Now, is there some regulation that needs to be made? Yes, it is. But it needs to be a happy medium. It can't be one-sided like they want it to be. So NIL is really deeper than what you may think it is. It's deeper than what you think it is. So again, it's politics. Politics, voting matters. If you don't vote, you don't complain. And that is how it works. So I'm still sitting here fighting with myself. Still fighting with myself. But I will make an announcement right here. Y'all can take this. February 8th, on February 8th, I will make the decision whether or not I want to run for Congress or not. I'm going to, right now, start an exploratory committee on deciding whether or not I want to run or not, February 8th. So right now, I'm going to be calling up some of my friends, asking them their opinion. I'll be going into the district. Now, mind you, the people of the district have been telling me to run. They've been asking me to run because they know the things that I get involved in and the things that I touch, I make it great. So CD20 will be great. CD20 will be the shining light of of all districts in the United States of America. Because that's what I do, unfortunately. And everybody else will be mad. And everybody else will be trying to copy us. Because that is what I do. At Liberty City Optimist, everybody tries to copy us. Because we're the best and brightest organization, youth organization in the entire United States of America. And we're independent. We're not affiliated with no major corporation, no Boys and Girls Club, and none of that shit. We run that. Our girls run it, look like it's the crown jewel, and everybody be mad because we take our kids all over the country and our kids get very highly educated and they go and do great things and been doing it for over 30 years. We renovate parks. We did all these bright and shiny things, even at little old Miami Edison. We got state-of-the-art locker rooms, state-of-the-art football fields and all that. How can Luke get that done? Because any and everything that I get involved with, I do it at the top of the level. So some people are like, oh, he doesn't live in the CD20 area. So, nope. Wherever I go at, I represent the entire state of Florida. I represent all people. So if I go in CD20 and run, you can bet your ass CD20 is going to be the shining light of everything. All the issues that they have will be dealt with. So y'all better hope. Why don't run? The people of CD20 keep on. Y'all keep pushing me. Because I guarantee you, all this poverty shit, will be done with. All this bad water will be done with. All this unemployment, healthcare issues. Shit. Let me stop campaigning on here. Talking myself into running. Shit. Seems like I'm already there. Let's move right along to sports. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. You're right. Let them know. Let them fucking know. You let them know. Tell it like and say, Luke, we need you to come over here with us at Miami Central. I said, well, Central Northwestern. Never won a state championship in the history of the school. We went over there, and what we did, it was Miami Central no longer the doormat to any other school in the country. Dynasty. Hey, he told you. So wherever I do it, wherever I go, I put my heart in it. It don't be about popularity. It don't be about, I put my heart. And listen, I don't sleep until it's right. And I like bad situations. I'm fucked up. I like bad shit. I like to be in the weeds. When I was a chef, yeah, I could cook. When I was a chef, it was the thing called the weeds where you got, oh shit, you done ran out of chicken, you done ran out of yams, you done ran out of this, and boy, you get caught up in the weeds. You got to get that shit done, and you got to make that shit, it's got to be right. I love being in the weeds. I love being in the weeds. I love being in the weeds. What? You see what I'm saying? They're my cheerleaders. I love my girls. You put me in CD20. Man, all that Belgrade, Pahokee, man, shit. We'll be out, what? We'll be having water parks and shit in it. You put me in CD20, goddamn it, over there in Riviera Beach. Riviera Beach right now. They damn near balling the water. They're balling the water. Don't let me get, I'm gonna do a whole new show on that. Let me get to University of Miami. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. It's great to be. You see, I ain't even sing my own song. The U. It's all about the U. Them Canes. Them Canes. Listen. We got fucking finna beat the fucking dog shit out of goddamn Ole Miss. You think we're not going to take the bet? We're not going to do like Georgia. We're not going to look past Ole Miss because that's what Georgia did. Georgia was a better team than Ole Miss. But what Georgia did, they looked past Ole Miss and started talking about playing Miami and started talking about playing goddamn Ohio State. We didn't look past Ohio State. Ohio State looked past us and started talking about playing Georgia. And then we tapped that ass. We came out there, like the head coach Mario Cristobal said, very violent. So I sent one of my Roman reporters up to Arizona. My good friend Streeter from Footballville. I say, Streeter, listen, I love you to death. I need you to get there early. Streeter said, man, I'm a small company, man. Oh, man, I can't get there. I say, Streeter, fuck that shit. The Luke Show will sponsor you and help you get up there early because your content on Footballville, and you need to follow him. Your content is great, but I need some special shit for the good people at the Luke Show. So you're getting ready to get some special shit. I gave him a couple questions to ask. Some of the good folks. So one of the questions I asked was, how are you going to handle? I sent Streeter a few questions. I said, Streeter, ask him how they're going to handle how Shannon Dawson, because I was really concerned of his thought process, because I wanted to share this exclusive shit that y'all getting on here. I wanted to understand his thought process going in this game, him as well as Hedeman, the defense coordinator, as far as them up-tempo offense, how we're going to deal with that, how the offense can help the defense, and then how the defense is going to deal with the up-tempo, because we did get a little tired at the last game, and now I'm going to break the game down to you after that. I'm going to break the game down as to how I see this game playing out. So we're going to start with we're going to start with Shannon Dawson first. Shannon Dawson explaining, because I know Shannon Dawson looking at Streeter like this. Streeter, you don't normally ask, Streeter, you don't normally ask these kind of questions. So Shannon Dawson fucked up over there right now. He's like, Streeter asked me a real football question. Well, Shannon, that was me. Your friend, Luther Campbell. I asked him this.
He did a lot behind the scenes to bring our offense together.
Coach, their offense wants to go up tempo and tire out your defense. As the offensive coordinator, how do you manage your tempo and your play selection to help protect your defense in a game like this?
I watch the flow of the game. I mean, it's very important to me I didn't always watch the flow of the game, Daryl. I mean, so years ago, I mean, I've been OC for almost 20 years now, but like all I cared about at one point in time was like going fast and scoring. I mean, that was my whole deal for like 10 or 15 years. But ultimately, over time and probably age, the flow of the game matters a whole lot to me, especially when you got a defense like ours is playing like they're playing, and no different than there was a point in time in the Ohio State game after halftime that they had a long drive, like 8 minutes, right? The first half, we were actually having a lot of success tempoing them. They wasn't getting lined up. And so my original plan coming out of halftime was to kind of stick with that, right? But ultimately, they came out, they drove the field, and in my opinion, this is the tilt of the game, right? They drove the field, scored, made it 14-7. We got the ball, whatever, 25-yard line. That drive was the crossroads, and I knew it because our defense was on the field for a long time. And what I wanted to do coming out of halftime, I really shouldn't do, because the one thing I didn't need to do there is go 3 and out quick and get them back on the field, score, tie it up, then we're in a dogfight, right? So ultimately, that drive, we didn't score a touchdown, but we did drive and kick a field goal. That neutralized the momentum of the game, right? Because the momentum swung their way, and they ate up a lot of clock, tired us out a little bit. And so ultimately, paying attention to that and knowing what our team needed, not me, was to go out there and grind out some first downs, run some clock. We got the ball. So that third quarter of that game was a one-possession quarter for both teams, which it was an 8-possession game for us, which we lost a possession with Keontae's interception for a touchdown. But I'll lose 20 possessions for that. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, watching the flow of the game matters. I have to keep my thumb on that.
I wanted to ask that question because we've been talking about it, and and so I gave it to Streeter. Streeter asked him that question because that's a very important question as a football person and as fans. We need to know how the defense is going to support, how the offense is going to support the defense, because in this game, they want to go up tempo. This team, Ole Miss, hikes the ball the third fastest in the NCAA. That means they're hiking the ball in less than 8 seconds. In less than 8 seconds. So if you're hiking the ball in less than 8 seconds, and we know, looking at the end of the first half, we looked at, in Ohio State went up tempo, and we looked at Baines and Methodor, they got a little gas not because they're out of shape, not because strength and condition, no, because them motherfuckers go hard every play. And we don't do as much rotating them. And teams know that because they sit there and they analyze the game and they look at the game, how it is. So they got us in a situation where them dudes kind of got gas. And then coming out the half, I was like, please, God, give them some IV. Please give them some gas masks and all this here to get them back. So they came back the second half and there was still a little gas. There was still a little gas. And that's why Shannon Dawson said, originally, I don't look at it because most offensive coordinators have a tendency of just worrying about scoring points. Fuck the defense, fuck the special team. I'm here to score points. I'm not really worried about what happens on the defense, but he said something very unique. And that is why I wanted that question answered. And he answered that question perfectly by saying what he just said. No, I got to look at the Florida game, because yes, he noticed in the Florida game, because if you go 1, 2, 3 and out, and your defense is gas, then now you're not going to get the full strength and the full power of your defense, because now you turn the ball over and give it back to them, and they are now advantage them. Not only do they take momentum, but then they'll take and be in a situation, because it's a chess match where your defense is now gas. And then they'll continuously be gassed the rest of the game. So when he said, I ain't had to score a fucking point in that situation. We just needed to keep the ball at least 4 to 6 minutes. We just need to do that to give our defense time to rest, which is fucking awesome that he said that. And that's the reason why I wanted that question asked, because that is so very important going into this game right here. Because how this game going to fold out, this is going to be a blowout one way or the other. It's not going to be a Mexican shootout, because you do not have two up-tempo teams that's going to be going up-tempo. You have one running team, which is the University of Miami, and you have a passing team that hikes the ball. The third fastest in the NCAA is Ole Miss. They're coming out gunning, funning, and gunning, slinging the motherfucking ball around the place, and our job is to stop them. And I look at it as 2 stops a quarter. 2 stops a quarter, 4 stops a half, we beat them by 38 points. We scored 38 points. Not beat them by 38 points, but we beat them by 38 points, because they want to get us into some place that we don't like to be in. Well, we got to go score for score. We got to go up tempo to catch up with them. They get up. Now we got to then get out of our comfort zone and start throwing the ball, something that we don't really like to do, where we want to run the ball, because now the possessions start counting in the course of a football game. We want to get them in a situation where, yeah, you go up tempo, your ass go off to the sideline after 1 minute and 30 seconds, because you didn't had the ball 3 plays. You run the plays at 8 seconds to play. So 9 times out of 10, the only thing you burn is 1 minute off the clock. We get the ball. Now what we do? We run that motherfucker down your throat, because Ole Miss can't stop the run. They can't stop the run under no circumstances. So we're not going to go out there, go gunslinging for gunslinging. We're going to run this motherfucker, and we're going to run it down the field, and we're going to take 4 minutes off the clock, because you want to go up tempo. You're not going to gas our defense out, because our offense is going to protect our defense. And you heard it from Shannon Dawson. The offense is going to protect the defense. We're going to get that motherfucker and go down the field and run it and get our 4 or 5 yards a pop. It's going to be like Baylin playing Central. Like you seeing a wing team motherfucking team. We're going to push their ass up and down that goddamn field, push their helmet back in, and we're going to go methodically right down the field with 5 or 6 minute drives. You heard it. I wanted to know that was the game plan. That's the game plan, people. They're going to go out there and go to panic and, oh, shit, we got to slump, gunning, funny gun. Okay, keep funning and gunning and keep sputtering. You don't score when you funning and gunning. You coming out the field real quick. We're going to have that motherfucker, the time of possession. We're going to have that motherfucker a long time, because you can't stop the run. We're going to go down there. There's going to be a time in the game where we don't score. But the most important, fans, the most important part of this game, how long we keep the ball. Because if we keep the ball 4 or 5 minutes, send our defense back out there, because they're going to be nice and lathered up on the sideline. They're going to go back out there. Now, it is dry heat. It's not going to be hot inside the dome, but the air is dry. So it's going to be really important for the gas masses. Have that shit on the sideline. Get that air. Go out there and do what? Come off the ball. I'm not ready to worry about this quarterback scrambling, because we go wide 9. There are 7 defense ends, then there are 9. And that's designed to contain you. I don't think they got tackles over there that can contain us. So what we're going to do, we're going to make him climb the pocket. And so now we contain, because you ain't going to be rolling your motherfucking ass around the corner. And when you climb the pocket and there's nobody open, what's going to happen? You're going to have an old guy looking over there, number 1 and number 31, that old boy, Wesley Basaint, who mother finished high school at Edison. And I'm still mad with Wesley because he was supposed to come play for me, but he ended up playing for the Miami Central Rockets. That's okay, Wesley. And Wesley is going to be sitting there waiting for his ass, and he going to scramble, come right on and come on to me, Daddy. Come on to me, because we're going to spy this motherfucker. There's no question about it. We're going to have him right here. Now, mind you, they got a good running back, but he likes to bounce it outside. And boss, if you know anything about our defense, it's not just 6 people in the box. It's really 8, because you see them safeties coming down the alley, and they coming down with bad intentions. So when you bounce your happy ass out there, which I don't know how you're going to get past Baines and Messidou. So I'm looking at the running back who likes to bounce out. You can run in the Baines and Messidou. You don't want to run up the middle, Ole Miss running back. So I'm looking at the game being 38-14. But let's hear from our defense coordinator. There's another question I asked him. And I asked Streeter to ask him something similar to what Shannon Dawson talked about.
When our offense got the football to go down and make it a 2-score game, to our defense taking the field and understanding we had to get a stop and get the ball back for our offense. And I don't think anyone flinched. I think everyone was very confident in the plan. I think our guys were locked in. They were detailed. And, even when they scored the back-to-back drives, I think on the sideline there was no panic. I think our guys as a group were very confident in being able to get back out on there and get a stop as that game went on.
And just what changes when this pass rush knows that, okay, we're up, we have a lead late, they have to start throwing it. What do you see them? Do they just reach another level when they know that's the situation?
Yeah, I think we talk about stopping the run and trying to make a team one-dimensional so we can earn the right to be able to get after a quarterback and do some different things. And, and our guys are always conscious, they may run the ball in this situation. There's different things that we got to look for because we still have to make sure we're going to get off the field. But, there's times where, that's what we want to get is into that situation where they can do that.
Coach, in the first round of the playoff, there has been a lot of talk from the other side, Texas A&M and Ohio State. This week it's quiet. There's actually some uncertainty who's coaching for Ole Miss. How do you get your guys motivated when there's no outside motivation? Like, what do you do to get your guys motivated?
Honestly, to me, I just worry about us. It's, the focus is on us, our process, and it's, what do we need to do to go out and execute at the highest level? And, we block out the noise, and it's, the first thing when we got back was, all right, what do we got to do to clean up last week versus Ohio State? And then after that, it was, okay, what are the biggest things that we got to look to try to take away in this game? What is the formations or the personnel, or the key players, or, different areas where they try to attack you? And, none of it is, to me, anything else. I don't even listen to it. I don't think a lot of our guys do. It's, it's constantly, okay, what do we need to do to get better? What do we need to do to work on to get us to play at the highest level?
See, you heard Streeter there asking the question from Football Bill. Shots out to Streeter from Football Bill. I gave him those questions to ask the offensive coordinator and the defense coordinator and a question for one of the players. And again, you're getting shit that you have not heard anywhere. This is exclusive shit, people. These are exclusive questions. Me and Streeter, we work real close together right now. And these are very, very important questions to you as fans, because you need to know the thought process of where we're at, where our coach is at. Fuck all that, all the hoopla and all this. This is the thought process of that. Because before, and why I wanted to ask that question before, we had the offensive lineman at Texas A&M mouthing off. Baines, I don't know them motherfuckers, them DNs. Oh, we could block any motherfucking body. So that gave us extra motivation on defense. Baines flexing like, okay, all right, I'm going to show you. You're going to know my name. You're going to know my name. My name is going to be Daddy. And Baines made him call him Daddy. And then he'll push 60 shit in the dirt. And then the next game, it was Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith. Hey, look here, man. Yeah, man. Hey, man, shit. So the next game became motivated by Jeremiah Smith. You know, amongst everything else, that Mario got the team ready to play, to kick ass and take names. So it was a Jeremiah Smith character. Then it was 60 character. And this week, everybody quiet. And mind you, people, let me just say this. Half of y'all, I be tweeting, and I put Lane Kiffin's name in this shit. Because if you think for one fucking minute Lane Kiffin is not a part of the game plan, this is his team. These are kids that he recruited, that he brought there. He coached his team up to get to the fucking playoffs. And you think for one fucking minute, these are his coaches on the offensive side of the ball that are there. If you think for 1 minute Lane Kiffin don't have any input on this game, and mind you, Lane Kiffin hates Mario. And I'm a good friend of Lane Kiffin and Mario. They don't like each other going all the way back to Alabama when Lane fired Mario. When it was alleged that it was a little fisticuffs because of some comments that was made, like, oh, you a glorified PE coach, and hey, you know how many players on the offensive side of the football field when the game starts? Some choice words to get jacked up and shit. And then, you know, Lane fires and Mario goes to Oregon. So they don't like each other. I would have paid money. I would have paid one of those expensive tickets, them $20,000 tickets. I'd have paid a lot of money. If that had been Lane and Mario had to shake hands, like you saw them shaking hands yesterday, I'd have paid big money to see that, because they wouldn't have shook hands. That wouldn't have happened. So if you think for 1 minute Lane is not a part of this game plan, you got another thought coming. Lane, we got too much technology, people. We are not in the third world country and third world technology. No. Lane said, let me see the film. Okay, all right, Charlie, this is what you need to do right here. Okay, this is what we do right here. That's why it's so funny. It is so funny, right? That my friend, Chris Perkins, he coaches over there at FAU. Shouts out to FAU over there. For some reason, I don't like these receiver coaches. I don't like the receiver coach over there. FAU is going to have FAU probably going to have 4 white receivers start because of DJ McCartney. I don't think he even like black receivers, and he black. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other show. I'm not even going to bother with that. But Perkins, before Charlie Weiss came with Lane at FAU, Perkins, who's over at FAU, Coach Perkins was the quarterback coach the first year of Lane. Because I remember it was Kevin Smith came in, young Kevin Smith. Warren Sapp is the one told Lane, hey man, Lane, hire Kevin Smith. Warren Sapp co-signed Kevin Smith. See, a lot of people don't know Warren Sapp does a lot for a lot of people, and they don't know. He don't say it, but Sapp told Lane, because Sapp basically raised Lane in Tampa, and say, hey man, Kevin Smith. And I told him, hey, Perk. So, and Perk with his, Ja'Cory Harris and all these quarterbacks that he groomed and got right. And so he gave him the quarterbacks. And he was a quarterback assistant coach. And then Charlie came. When Charlie came, Lane took back over the quarterbacks. Perk went into another position, and Perk is still over there right now as the running back coach. That's why it's so funny, right? Because last year I said, Mario, you might need to hire Perkins, right? When the running back coach job was available, and he ended up hiring the running back coach that he has right now. I was like, man, this dude knows shit. And he interviewed him, and he decided not to hire Perkins at that time. But it was funny. I was like, Jesus, if Mario would have hired Perk would have been over there. Perk knows the entire fucking offense. Oh my God. I'm sitting up there, me and Perk on the phone last week, and he's calling out the plays because he knows all the signals in the play. He said, no, he got that read. He got that read right there. They're going to go to this right there. They're going to do that. I was like, boy, if you'd have been coaching with Mario, it'd have been like taking candy from a baby. See, I'm giving you some exclusive shit y'all don't know. I'm like, we sitting on the phone looking at the game, and it's like, He calling the plays. Like, yeah, the signals are the same. The play calls is the same. It would have been like fucking taking candy from a baby, but that's what people do when they go from one staff to the next and players go from one team to the next. They say, oh, no, they're running like this. Oh, no, they're running like this. This is what they do. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But, hey, look, that's one thing. But, again, people, this game is going to be really simple. It's going to be really simple. This game is going to come down to us doing what we do best, run the ball, play defense. It's going to be them trying to do what they best, which is score fast and don't play defense to try and get us in a Red River or shootout situation. They want us to get behind so we can start doing things that we don't customarily do, which is throw the ball 100 times. We want to do what? Which is what we're going to do. We want to run the ball and them go out there and keep doing what they're doing, and we as a defense get off the field. I don't see the running back lasting the whole game. Son, if you play running back, look, you are not going to be able to get your pad level down in 1 week. He runs too high. And these kids that we have at the University of Miami, they're coming with bad intentions. It's going to be funny how the game is officiated at the beginning. That's going to be the interesting thing. Are they going to let them play the way they let them play last week? Which I hope they do. I hope they do. And if they do, swallow their fucking whistle and put swallow that goddamn flag. I hope they just let it all happen on the field. If they do, because we coming with bad intentions. And I don't think Ole Miss got that in them. They got too many transfers. We got too many guys from Miami. We got too many South Florida kids. And I love these South Florida kids because they put on a fucking show. It means more to our kids on this team than anybody in these playoffs. That's why it's very important to have kids from the community because our kids is playing with a different chip. When they go home and go to the park, we don't fucking be fanboying their ass. We be in their shit. Man, you missed that motherfucking tackle. Or we be in that shit. That's how we play. And it becomes very violent. And we're this close to the money, people. We are this close to the money. That's why you see our coach like this here. Ain't no shucking and jiving because he knows what it takes. This man played on the national championship team. This man won national championship. That's why our coach ain't got, hey, this shit business. We don't live here. We ain't got no business in no fucking Arizona. We just here for business. You see him looking like this? No, fuck that. We can play right now. And when you see that on the face of a coach, that is what's translated to the players. It ain't no bullshit. Ain't no laughing. Ain't no kiki. We here for business because we're trying to get back home. And when we get back home, it's going to be something serious. I don't know who the fuck we going to play. Mendoza, Indiana, Oregon. I always predicted Oregon. Whatever the fuck come in here, I tell you one thing. I ain't going to do that. I'll deal with that when. I'm not going to do the Georgia shit. I'm going to stay right here, focus. Ole Miss, we are going to whoop your ass. We're going to beat you like you stole something. And that is my show, ladies and gentlemen. I got nothing else to say. If y'all got something that y'all want to ask me in the chat, feel free to do right now. I've said what I need to say. I'm done. But I do have one of the players. I wanted to ask this player. I asked Streeter to ask one of the players. We asked a couple of players the same question, the two players that they did have there. And I wanted to ask them about, history, because I'm a history junkie. We have never won in Arizona the Fiesta Bowl. So I asked Streeter to ask one of the players that. Here we go. See what his answer is.
Over the game, the Miami Hurricanes have never won the Fiesta Bowl. Even some of the legendary teams, they never got a chance to win the Fiesta Bowl. What do you say to some of the guys that tried to get it done and some of the fans? What can you say to them back home?
Yeah, I just think, like Coach Griswold does a good job of, keeping us focused and keeping us prepared on, being in the moment. I feel like you can't put too much attention on, the stats and the older days. I feel like we got to be focused on the 2025 Miami Hurricanes, and that's what we're doing now. I feel like there's a lot of history being broken and brought up now that, that we're on the path that we're on. But, our biggest focus is staying prepared and being ready for the moment.
My guy, they've been.
You see what I'm talking about? You got exclusive shit. These are fresh questions from yours truly, Uncle Luke. I wanted, because I talked about this on the show. So I wanted to ask the young men this question. Because sometimes it be in the back of people's mind when they go in to play a game, like, we never won here in the history with all the great teams and all these great players that played before us, and what the fuck is going on over here? But when you put it in the atmosphere, you ask the question, and then it goes into their mind like, fuck, that's the offensive lineman. That's the Jeremiah Smith. We're going to do something that no other. This team has an opportunity to do something that no other Hurricane team has did. Not even the fatigue wearing Jerome Brown and all them, God bless his soul, and all those guys who hopped off. That is something. We've never won a fucking Fiesta Bowl game. So I needed that to be asked of the young men. So that will be your first opportunity to do something. You go win a national championship. There are other teams that have did that at the University of Miami. You win a Fiesta Bowl. That is something that no other Hurricane team can say they did with all the first round players. That's the fucking motivation. That's it. Be the first. University of Miami football, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank y'all for joining my show. And I'd like to thank you. What's up, Walter Campbell? Listen, man. Yeah. Jeremiah is a beast. We love Jeremiah. He's a hometown kid. I love all my hometown kids. But I like to thank you guys for joining the show. Go Canes. We're going to whoop their ass. You catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be back Friday on the show talking about us, the victory that we have. Because, yeah, we're going to win. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to kick ass and take names and move on to the next game. Damn, that shit rhyme, huh? Hey, look here. I'm just going to say, no, I'm not going to the game. I'm going to be here. Walter, I'm going to be here. I'm not going. But I like to thank you guys for tuning in. The show is getting big numbers. People, everywhere I go, people say, hey, man, I saw the show. I love the show and all that. And then they have questions about some of the things that we talked about on the show. So that's why, it's because of y'all that this show is in the ecosystem. It's out there. And I just love it. I love being able to share my opinion with you all and share some exclusive stuff. As you can see, we've been able to obtain some exclusive interviews based on some of the questions that we have over here at the Luke Show, asking of these individuals who are at these institutions and programs. I wanted to get into all these coaching and firing, but that's beating the dead horse. Time has expired. On the show, I don't want to be keeping you guys too long, but I want to thank you all on my Instagram and Twitter, Uncle Luke Real One. I want to thank you guys for joining me on Facebook, on my fan page. And again, go follow me on the fan page, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. And then more importantly, I'd like to thank everybody on my YouTube page for following me, for like, sharing, and subscribing on the YouTube. See, that's YouTube. That's YouTube. See, all the boys on YouTube. YouTube on fire. YouTube on fire. You know what I'm saying? I love all y'all on the YouTube page, and we're going to start being more exclusive on the YouTube. You need to go to my YouTube. It's a lot of content on there, a lot of shows, a lot of other interesting stuff. We constantly add more clips on YouTube. That's where you need to be at if you want to see some of the nostalgia and some of the other stuff like that there. But I like to thank you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. We try to be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a live show every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. And then we run reruns throughout the day and the next day. So if some of you good folks missed the show, that you'll get to see it. But if you do miss any of the shows, you can always go to my YouTube page as Uncle Luke TV. That's Uncle Luke TV. And you can go and click on whatever show that you want to click on. But again, like Walter Cronkite always says, in my parting words, let's go Canes. Let's go Canes. Let's maintain and do the damn thing. But Walter always said, may the good news be yours. I love you all. Peace. Have a good night.